the door, moving them over dents left by 100 years of boots belonging to people who had come and gone from this place freely. A dozen escape plans hurtled through my mind, but every one ended the same way. Another woman dead, lying lifeless on that basement floor. Murmurs. A pleasant lilt followed by a low, steady drone. Didn't she hear the edge to his voice, that dangerous undercurrent of impatience? Get out of here. I squinted at her feet and willed her to hear me. Go! When she finally did, I was relieved. Until I remembered what that meant. For a long time, his feet still didn't move. The woman hadn't seen me. But she'd seen him. And to anyone who knew what the janitor looked like a few months ago, that would have incited suspicion. When my precinct first started investigating Blake Bram, the man who'd been targeting women through a dating app and bringing them here to die, he had dark hair and azure eyes. He was ash blonde now with a buzz cut, hiding from the city in plain sight. On their own, dyed hair and colored contacts might not arouse misgivings. Coupled with cagey behavior, they were a toxin. Did the woman hear it? When at last he opened the door again, Bram's expression was fiery. "Fuck!" He spat the word, eyes moving fast around the room. "I'll be back. Stay right here. I want to hear all about your day." His grin peeled the lips back from his teeth. My day. I'd spent it picturing those toxic spores spiraling down my throat like dandelion seeds to contaminate my lungs, and shivering despite the room's airless heat, and thinking about my family and wondering if my squad at the 9th Precinct would ever find me. Bram threw me a wink and began to close the door, but there was a new voice then. It commanded him to raise his hands. It's dehydration-induced psychosis, I thought, a fever dream. I didn't find out until much later that instead of going to her apartment, the tenant, sensing something was amiss, burst onto the street and grabbed the first police officer she saw. He was just 8 months on the job when the woman sent him down those basement steps. His name became one I would never forget. I can only imagine what that rookie cop saw when he looked at me, crouching hollow-eyed in that subterranean hell. He was still staring, sidearm drawn and shaky, when Bram made his move. It happened quickly. Bram lunged at the rookie's knees and toppled him, knocking him backward on the cement floor. There was a thud and a sickening crack. I jolted to my feet. I had trained for this. The air was close, and my pulse pounded in my ears, but this moment was mine. I wasn't like the other women he'd taken. I had skills that were designed to save my life, and while I was weak and disoriented from my ragged, endless days in the dark, I knew how to disarm an assailant. I thought, I can save him. You'll fail. You failed once already. Your training didn't help you when Bram slipped a date rape drug into your drink and shuffled you off into a waiting car. I shook my head, but the voice was insistent. He'll only kill you too. So, help me God, I listened. Despite all my preparation, all those years of police training and martial arts, when my brain told me to act, my body refused to follow orders. I couldn't move. Before the cop could catch his breath, before he could peel himself off the floor, Bram had his Glock, and that was when I knew. People weren't safe. And never would be as long as Blake Bram was alive. I blinked at the scene. Where moments before a woman had fidgeted in ballet flats, a man was now...